ShoreTel Connect, we've talked about it over the last year in some of these webinars, and a lot of our customers have reached out to us on questions. So the biggest questions are always, what are the new features, and what are features getting removed or changed, and then when should they upgrade to it? So let's start off with some new features. Most people know there's a whole new redesigned desktop client. Finally, you get the same features in Windows as you get in the Mac OS. There's also a brand new Ecc User Interface. So previously in the versions of 14.2 that you're probably running now, Ecc is built into your communicator client. You have like your drop downs for login, log out, release codes, wrap up codes. Well, there's a whole new web client that the users, your agents are going to use to log in, out, answer calls, see the information about the call. So I'll be demoing that also today. You get LinkedIn picture integration inside. So as people inside your company are calling you, you can get screen pops. If you have caller IDs associated with, with people, it's nice to just be able to see a picture, of them based on what their LinkedIn, picture that they posted. You get some new call handling modes. Previously in ShoreTel 14.2, you had, your 5 call handling modes. Well, they've added a couple additional call handling modes, so you have a little bit more options when you're looking at those. They added a do not disturb mode, and they changed extended absence to a vacation mode. And then you still have your standard, which is now called available, but in a meeting, out of office, and your custom modes. So you have a few more options for your call handling modes. They did add IM history inside the client. So if I go, and I'll demo this, when you go look at, if I'm talking to Travis and I want to go back and look at an IM that him and I had exchanged last week because he gave me an answer, I can scroll back up in my desktop client and I can see the IM history between Travis and I. I can create conference calls from the desktop client and then let it push over to my Outlook, which is a new feature. When I'm doing that, I can add agendas and stuff to my conference calls. I can also attach items from my Dropbox. So if I want to attach a presentation to it, and then as people are watching this meeting, they have a little agenda on the bottom that tells them how long, each phase should be and where they should be expecting to be at, if they had to step away or if they're looking and say, oh, when are we doing the demo? They can look at the agenda and say, oh, the demo starts 35 minutes into the meeting. Finally, we get server-side IM archiving. That's been asked for years and years, and so with Connect, we finally can do all instant messaging archived on the server side for regulation, purposes, or if it's just something that your company's looking for. There is some new switch models. All the current ShoreTel switch models that you have in place are going to function, and assuming you probably don't have any of the really, really old ShoreTel blue switches. All of the orange ShoreTel switches that almost every one of our customers has are fully supported in Connect, so it's not like you have to swap any hardware or anything like that. But there is some new switches that give you some additional resources. ShoreTel's biggest, I would say, issue when it comes to hardware has always been the trade-off between analog devices and IP phones when you're looking at ShoreTel switches. Well, the new model of switches, if it says it's a ShoreTel 100 switch, it'll run 100 phones plus any analog device capabilities that the switch has, which is a nice kind of feature added, to the new switches. And then there's also a new Linux Dvs. So for customers looking for DVSs, you can run a Linux-based one, so you don't have to worry about Windows updates and everything. Every time you push an update to your ShoreTel system, it updates the Linux Dvs. So it's kind of more of you don't have to worry about licensing and maintenance and stuff like that. You let the ShoreTel system continue to maintain the updates on that Linux Dvs.